Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project Podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. Yo, it is Saturday, December 6th, 2025, 8:02 p.m. I still have not uploaded a goddamn show. If you're listening to this, then obviously I have, but this is crazy for me. I haven't uploaded a show in almost 2 weeks. And I'm not going to lie, it's been kind of nice to not have to worry about doing all the tedious shit every single day. It's great. But I think now it's just daunting because now I know I have to do so many. I mean, to do one, if I were to do it quickly, it'd probably take me, I don't know, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, I don't know. So the fact that I have to do 14, that's kind of shitty. I think, what is that? 98 minutes? Hour and a half and 8 minutes? Fuck. But I'm still getting listens on all my episodes. I got 16 today, I got 16 yesterday, I got 15 the day before. I don't know who's listening to my shit, but that's very cool. Also, last year I got a Spotify Wrapped as a creator, so I was able to see who listened to my show the most. I don't know how to see that this year. Maybe I could type it though. Let's see. I don't have any kind of email about Spotify Wrapped at all. So it says Spotify for creators. I got it on the 9th of December of last year. Today's the 6th. I just want to... Can I click on this and maybe visit the link or something? Get your Wrapped. That didn't work. Let's check the other one. Last call. USA World Trade Center, 62nd floor, New York. I guess Spotify's in the World Trade Center. That's cool. So last year, I was able to get my 2024 Wrapped for Creators, Bed Project Podcast, with the big red letters of bed. I was thinking about this in the shower an hour ago. Bed Project Podcast. Wait, sorry, what did I say? Bed Project Podcast. That's Bed PP. Bed PP. The Bed PP. Nice. So the Bryson Everyday blah, blah, blah. On the scoop on how you start this year, we've got it. Your show ranked in the top 10 for 59 fans. So when I click on that link, it shows me we don't have enough listener data for you. Want Wrapped next year? Explore Spotify creators for tools and resources to grow your fan base. I hope that means... What the heck? When I click on it, it takes me to what used to be known as Anchor. But now there's no... My show isn't linked to this, so I don't know how to view my show. Get started, log in. I'm just going to log in, continue with Spotify. Should I not continue with Spotify? Is that my problem? Don't have an account, sign up. Do I have to? How do I get my Spotify Wrapped for creators with Podbean? To use Spotify Wrapped for podcasters with Podbean, first ensure your podcast is on Spotify via RSS, then log into Spotify for podcasters with your Spotify account, find your show, or add it with the RSS feed from Podbean. And verify ownership tag. I don't give a fuck that much. I tour your show on Spotify. Start. I just don't give a fuck, I guess. I mean, I do. I want to see my stuff, but I don't want to go through all that. And I don't give a fuck. I got all my stuff on. I just want to know how many people that I'm there were number one or top 5 or top 10 or how many people listened or whatever. Because that would be interesting, because I don't know some of this Podbean statistic bullshit. It says downloads. Counts every time the episode file is accessed, including downloads and online streaming. I mean, can I access it for a split second and that counts? Specify that shit, goddammit. And then listeners, the total number of daily listeners summed across all days. Is that individual people? Is it one person and they can listen as many times as they want, but it's still just one listener? Where one listener can listen to 100 shows and that's 100 listeners? I don't know what the fuck this is. Interaction, new follower, I don't know. But it is cool because I haven't uploaded a show in 2 weeks and we are still getting listens. I don't know, something about that is just really cool to me. I mean, shit, even in the last, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so lots of cool shit coming down the pipeline, and I'm very excited to share it with everybody. I have been building this app out, and I'm going to try to polish off everything that I have now, because now I've got a social media kind of aspect to it. I'm working on that literally as we speak. And I am actually trying to, I think what I should do is reach out to some people as much as I can, especially because it's a New Year's time and everybody's got their resolutions and shit, because I would say that this type of app would be killer around New Year's because people are trying to get their shit together. And I would love to be able to help as many people as I can, but also lead by example. So I would love to get as many people as I can on board with this, and friends, family, whoever. We can all do a Blade together or whatever, and just start the year off on the right foot. A lot of people have a hard time committing to big things, so maybe this could be a smaller one. But who knows? Who knows? I'm just really pumped about all of this. I have been so, I don't want to say addicted, but I've been so addicted to building this and continuing on and thinking of different ways to, I guess, come up with sorry, I'm distracted. I've been thinking of different ways to come up with, I'm still distracted. Let's restart. I really enjoy coming up with ways to differentiate this app from normal habit tracker app. I mean, at this point, it's not even close to a habit tracking app. Part of me, like I said a few days ago, I think that it would be cool to just throw a habit tracker in here. But I don't know, it's getting kind of beefy pretty quick. Just AI is so fucking sick. Thank goodness for Cursor. Thank goodness for Codex. They're just making my dream app or making my vision become real just like that. And all I got to do is, I've actually learned quite a bit from doing this, especially in Xcode and what certain things mean and how to debug certain things. And it's been cool. I've actually been able to debug some stuff without even using AI. There's simple shit. I'm not here pounding my chest saying that I'm a legend and I know how to code, but yeah, it's cool. So anyway, yeah, right now I'm working on just building out the social aspect of it. So we're going to have DMs, a feed, your profile, customize your profile, settings, all that shit, So I think we're good to go, actually. So let me try to run this. Hopefully it works. Really want to see it. Oh, it might work. Oh, nope. So right now, for example, this might seem so silly to people who know how to code, but it says cannot find blah, blah, blah in scope, cannot find social profile edit view in scope, cannot find social settings view in scope. No problem. I know exactly what to do. So I can go into the Xcode thing, and I can click on the project manager, and I just can right click on the files, click add files to, and all the files that are not part of it, I can just add them to, they just highlight in white, I can see them. I just add them to the thing, and then I build the project again, have it run its little test. It says build failed, and then it tells me why it's failed, and then I just copy some of these codes, put them into Cursor, and I say, please fix errors. I hit enter, and while it's doing that, I continue writing prompts and brainstorming what else I want to build, and then it does that. So pretty cool stuff. But yeah, what I've done today is I'm just so fucking excited to get this out there. I think it'll be really cool. What I've done today is we have, the best way I can explain it right now is think of 75 hard. Think about that being a program. You can click on a tile. So we have a big grid, two squares in length on your phone screen, and then, infinite down. Maybe it's 3 in the future. I don't know. Right now it's 2. It's got a thumbnail. So maybe, for example, it would be Andy Frisella's side profile, or maybe it's the Spade logo. I don't know. So 75 hard. You click on that, and it'll tell you the overview of the program. It'll tell you the objective, tell you the tasks that you have to do, the rules, and then it'll tell you how many people have committed to doing this, how many people who have committed completed it, and how many people who have committed failed it, or the individual failures. So one person could commit and fail 20 times, it would say 20 failures. So you get the ratios and the percentages. But anyway, then you click commit. If you do that, it tells you the commitment explanation and how this is actually pretty serious. You click on this, you have to sign and initial your name, agree to the rules. It's an honor system, right? And then you are committed. But yeah, and then that actually removes your ability to look at other blades and view other blades, because you're in a commitment. You made a promise to yourself to complete this, so you don't need to look at anything else. Just focus on what's on the task at hand. You know what I mean? So that's the idea. But anyway, you have this tile view, and you can click on it and view the program. And the idea is to have, I don't know, just various different ones. I want to make the requirement for there to be a blade. Dude, I've been thinking everything through so deep. It's crazy. So to start, I'm going to have to make some shit up and put it there. I thought about even putting 75 hard here and then making it goddamn clear as fuck that I don't own it. It's Andy's. If you want to learn more, go to look at his stuff, blah, blah, blah. Because it's a free program. I would just be making it more accessible for people. But I almost feel like a dirtbag because he does have an app, and the app does cost money. But this app would be free for certain things. And people could get a taste of how to use the app, what it is, by doing 75 hard for free on this app. But I don't know. I don't know where the bounds are. If somebody did that for me, I think that would be fucking sweet. It's kind of like when you use music on social media, or you use music in YouTube or whatever. If I was a music artist and people were using my music all over hell, that's a good thing. I mean, use as much of it as you can. Just don't say that it's yours. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Just put it in the description or something. Hey, this is not my music. All good. And then use it. Why do I have to pay Bob, the music creator, to use his music in a movie if that movie is going to get him more followers, more listens, more money? It's just so weird to me. Maybe I'm missing something, but whatever. So anyway, the idea is that if you're going to make a blade, you have to have completed the tasks that sum up that blade. So if it's 10 pages of reading for 90 days, cold bath for 90 days, workout for 5 minutes, 90 days, and don't pick your nose for 90 days. The person, for that to be a blade, that means somebody has to have had completed it. Somebody has to have completed it, completed those tasks in those durations to then bundle it up in a blade. And that's how a blade is born. But like I said, no one's using the app. It doesn't even exist yet. So how the fuck is there going to be a blade, So I thought about, like I said, putting 75 hard in there, coming up with some kind of draft from Huberman and what he recommends, so the morning sunlight, the winding down before bed, the dark bedroom, the cold bedroom, the walking or getting your steps, workout, nutrition, whatever, And then I thought about trying to research other people who are really big in the mental toughness space, David Goggins, Jocko, and see what they preach about and then make a free thing for that. So that way we have, Andy, Andrew, I got 2 Andrews, David, and Jocko, and then we'd have 4 programs to choose from. It's free just to get people on the app, right? But then we would have some made up ones based on some stuff that I've gone through myself or seen patterns with other people online and what they consider a challenge and blah, 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 and then make them there so people can choose one and complete it. So it's kind of the goal. That's the layout. That's how you choose a program or a blade, as I'm calling it, to commit to, and that's that. When you do commit to it, like I was saying earlier, all of what I just said disappears. You can't see it. The only thing that you can see is the current day you're on, and then it's got a little page and dashboard that says, notes, upload images, post to newsfeed, which would be the social media aspect of this app. So you can post, hey, I'm on day 45 of the Calloused Mind blade. I don't know. And then there's one for share to social media. There is one for view contract, view rules. So you can see all that. And then it's got what day you're on, and then the big name of the blade at the top. And then there is, when you click the share to social media, it puts the day that you're on and then the tasks, and then you can just screenshot it, or you can just share it straight to social. It'll probably just be a screenshot, but it's just much easier to not integrate with social media, I can imagine. It's just so much extra shit. But anyway, that's that. And then we've got the tasks view. So that's where you make all your tasks. That's where you track stuff. That's the core of everything here. And then you have the stats tab, which finally got to work. Holy fuck. Everything, I think. I mean, I got everything that has to do with the daily. I got all that to work. Works perfectly. No problems anymore. Holy shit. What a fucking joke that was. But we got it. Then we have the medals tab or the page. And I don't know. I think I'm going to have to move this somewhere else because there's not a lot going on here. This could easily be some kind of thing that you click in your profile. I don't know. But it's got your ranks, your themes, medals, record book, all that. This is going to be public info for everybody to see. So when you accomplish something, people can come in there and see what you've accomplished, how you did it, things like that. With these medals, like I said, maybe yesterday or the day before, I really think these are going to be a core component of everything. And I had this idea to actually implement a redeem medal code, like a promo code, and people can get medals and these little achievements and accolades by just putting in a code. And the code would be hidden or inside of different podcast episodes or in social media posts, or it would be something that I share on another, I don't know, in the social media inside of this app. And that is to encourage people to listen, watch, consume, whatever, my shit, to get the code so they can redeem it and get the medal. The whole FOMO, you see 20 medals, 19 of them are grayed out, 19 of them are filled in, one of them is grayed out. For most people, seeing that one grayed out icon that you don't have yet, it's going to be bothersome, so you want to collect it or you want to achieve it, whatever you got to do. And then that encourages people to, for example, you might put you might tap on it and it might say, listen to episode 455 of whatever show. And then in that show, I will have a spot where I say the code is 5HDCBEDPP, and then people will come back, they type that code in here, they get the medal. And that's just a way, that's also a really unique way of tracking listens of a podcast, because I can know if that code or whatever was from a podcast, I can know who, or not, I guess who, I think there's a privacy thing there, but I can know how many people listen to the show based on how many people have that medal. And then from there, I can do the same thing with social media posts. I can literally put the post or put the code within a social media picture or and I love stuff like that. I love Easter eggs. I love hide and seek. I love the I Spy bullshit. So if I could make a post and then maybe notepad on my desk has a code, I don't know, that's cool. I like that shit. And it's, again, just reinforces people trying to look at my stuff, read my stuff, listen to my stuff, watch my stuff, so on and so forth. I thought that was pretty genius. Had that shower thought as well. And then we have the social media aspect of this, which, shit, I didn't even test this out yet. So you click on that, and I'm trying to get it to work right now. I just had it generate so much shit, and because of that, there's just so many errors that have to be fixed. Please fix all errors and future proof them all. I don't know if that really helps when I say future proof it. I'd like to think it does, but anyway, so enough about all this. I'm hyped about it. You'll hear more. Don't worry. As far as FitBiz goes, I actually haven't touched that in a few days now, but what I'm actually planning on doing is very, very lightly planning on doing is I believe I talked about this, but I've had two 31.5-inch monitors. I would just call them 32. I got two 31-inch all right, sweet. That's the show piece. So I have two 32-inch monitors, and I had one of them directly plugged into my MacBook. And just for context and for documentation purposes, it's 2025. This is a 2025 MacBook Air M4 chip. It is a 512 gigabyte, and I think it's got 24 gigs of unified RAM or memory. And what else? Whatever, the latest MacBook Air model. And everything runs great. Everything's smooth. But when I start getting multiple things going with multiple monitors... Oh, I forgot to mention. The second monitor goes into this... Let me get it. Hold on. The second monitor goes into this thing. It's called... It's a 4K triple display docking station. The brand is Mini Subaru. That's what it is. And I can plug everything into this, and then this plugs with one cord into my MacBook, because my MacBook, as minimal and as sleek as it is, it only has... It's got three holes. So it's got the charging port, which I wouldn't consider a hole. There's only one cable that can magnetize to it. And then we have two USB-Cs, and on the right side, we have a headphone jack, which is fucking wild. A headphone jack? Crazy. So, if I wanted to hook up both monitors to my laptop, then that would take up both USB-Cs. So that means if I want to connect my phone to my laptop or my iPad, or if I want to connect my microphone, or if I want to do literally anything else, plug in a USB, access an SD, I can't, because both monitors are taken up. That fucking blows. And so I strayed away from that. And it's funny because I don't even use my microphone anymore. I just raw dog it with my laptop, and it's just so much easier, and I couldn't give a fuck. So it works. Works for me. Again, it's so funny that I started the show off trying to buy these mics and get the good setup, and I bought soundproofing for my wall, and now I'm just, who gives a fuck? Let's just record the show, get it done with, and move on, you know? It took me 700 episodes to learn that. Interesting. Well, anyway, I've got this docking station. I plug everything into it, and how it would allow me to use the third monitor, the second 32-inch monitor, was I would use this software. It's called DisplayLink, I believe. DisplayLink. And it would mirror my screen, but extend it, so it wouldn't copy it, to the third monitor. And it would act as if I'm on a Zoom call in some sense, meaning I'm using a lot of power to get my screen onto the other screen, or to use the other screen, because it's not a direct wired connection, because the MacBook Air can only support one monitor per plug unless it goes through this docking station. And so, long story short, I have only been using one monitor, because when I plug the second one in, it's the frames on it are so shitty. I want to say it maxes out at 30, not 30 frames, the gigahertz, the hertz. I don't know why I don't know what the fuck it is. Let's put an end to that insecurity. What does stand for in refresh rate? Hz in refresh rate stands for hertz, a unit of frequency measuring how many times the screen redraws or updates the image each second. A 60 hertz monitor refreshes 60 times. So what the fuck is gigahertz? In refresh rate, gigahertz isn't the unit, but rather hertz is, meaning gigahertz. That's a download speed. Gigahertz stands for gigahertz, a unit of frequency equal to 1 billion hertz. It is used to measure how quickly an electronic device operates, such as a clock speed of a computer processor or frequency of wireless signals like Wi-Fi. Gigahertz. Am I overthinking this? What the fuck is gigahertz? Gigs of RAM, gigahertz of RAM. What a dumbass, dude. Figured it out. Anyway, yeah, now we know. Hopefully, if anybody else didn't know, now you know. Anyway, goddamn. So the third monitor the hertz were, it said 60, but it was absolutely not 60, and it was so slow and so shitty. And I never wanted to use the monitor because I don't want to look at a nice 120 hertz screen and then all of a sudden go to a 3.5 hertz screen, you know? And I'm being exaggerative because it was just so fucking choppy. And then I thought, you know, that's a lot of screen real estate to just be in my fucking face and not even use it. So I'm just going to not use it. And then I put them up for sale. I listed them for $500. Everybody offered lower than that. I said no to probably, this is crazy, okay. And that's the show. Peace. Probably 20 people. They said, oh, I'll come by today. I'll pick them up. 300. I said, no. People even said 475. Just, I don't know. It's fine. What's crazy is each monitor, brand new, is 370. And I was including the mount with it, which is 80. So 370, that's 740. $80 mount, it's 820. And you're going to offer me 300? Eat my asshole. People of the marketplace are crazy. I mean, I get it. There's no harm in asking. I get it, but whatever. So anyway, goddamn. Took that monitor off, and I've only been using one ever since. And I was going to, I listed them for sale. I was going to buy an ultra wide. But then I thought, you know what? There's a lot of power here in having a normal monitor, but then turning the other monitor sideways and having a vertical monitor, especially because it's a 32-inch. That's a lot of screen real estate that way as well. And what I can do with that is I can section it off into 3 screens that are the same size as my laptop, because that's my 15.6 inch screen on my laptop right now can fit 3 times, actually more if you wanted to go by square inch. But well, let's just do this. Square inches of 15.6 inches screen. 104 square inches for my laptop. And for the monitors, it's 424 to 425 square inches. So I can section it off on my monitor to show essentially 3 windows or screens or whatever, because I have this app, or I don't even know what it's called. What's it called? Magnet. It's called Magnet. Boot code AS. All rights reserved. Yeah, I use that, and it's unfortunate because Windows nailed this perfectly. Mac didn't, so I have to download an app for it. Just window snapping, so you can click on top of the window that you're looking at, and you move it to a side of the screen, and it snaps to the half or to a third or to a quarter or to a top half. You know, Windows killed it with that shit. I loved Windows for that. But anyway, so I thought about that, and so now I got it set up, and I actually ordered a cable today, and it should be here any minute now. Matter of fact, let's do a live look. Maybe it's here already. And I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to get that set up, and then I'm going to have a second monitor again. And so anyway, extremely long way of saying that I'm going to get the second monitor set up so that I can simultaneously work on FitBiz and also work on this Blade app at the same time. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of in-between time when I'm working on something, because what I do is I write a prompt, and then I think through all the variables and what it needs to do and blah blah blah. Matter of fact, I need to continue running this, and then it runs, and sometimes it runs for 30 seconds, sometimes it runs for 5 minutes. You know, I think 5 minutes is a little exaggerative. 1 to 2 minutes max. Oh, just succeeded. Let's see if the app broke. And so while one is doing one thing, I want to generate another on the other thing. And with FitBiz, I want to try to make it, I want to redo it because I think I was overcomplicating it too soon, too quick. I need to take a step back, you know? And so that's what we're going to do. All right, so I just loaded up the app. Holy shit, this is very cool. This is actually exactly what I had in mind. Dude, AI is fucking insane, dude. Wow. Show likes and feed. Allow messages from anyone. Public announcements, public blades, public tasks, public account, save settings. Unreal, dude. And the way it looks, dude, exactly what was in my fucking head, exactly what was in my head is now created in real life because people are smart as fuck. Oh my hell, this is so sick. Well, anyway, that's part of the goal is to simultaneously work on both because I think FitBiz has a lot of power for sure. A lot of power. And if I can just position that right and just get referrals, then we're good. But I really like this Blade stuff more because it's an app for me and it's an app to promote my lifestyle organically, but also help other people in the process. But in doing that, I get paid to do so. I almost wonder if I should have done this from the start. Obviously, I can't from the start because I didn't know how to do all of this. But it makes me wonder if... Whatever. Sorry, I had to pause for a sec there. But anyway, that's what's going on. Hopefully I'll get the cable tonight. If not, I'll get it tomorrow. Not a big deal. I'll plug that in. And then I've actually thought about... If I'm going to be doing stuff like this, I thought about actually, I don't think I'm going to do this, but I just thought about it. I just want to share the thoughts, documentation. Thought about selling my laptop and my iPad, using the money and then getting a nice MacBook Pro, because I've got a MacBook Air. I'd get a Pro, and I would probably still have to take some money out of pocket. Those are expensive laptops, but they are very powerful. And I think for what I'm doing, especially if I'm running 2 projects at the same time, with 3 monitors, 3 4K monitors, you know, I think I could use the extra firepower. But I don't think I'll need to do that. I don't really want to get rid of my iPad. I've actually been using it quite a bit. But anyway, that's all I have for today. Will I upload any podcast soon? I hope I do, but you, the listener, won't know any different because you're listening to this. So anyway, that's the show. Today's December 6th, 2025, 8:35 p.m. Peace.